Welcome to the Over 40 Alpha Podcast with your host, Funk Roberts.
We are live, people, and welcome to the Over 40 Alpha Podcast. This is episode number 31, and this is a special episode because it's the first episode that we will be doing our case study podcasts. I don't know if that's the right word or name for it. Maybe one of our listeners or people who watch it can name this. We need to find a name for these type of episodes, because over the year I'm going to be highlighting the guys in my Over 40 Alpha program, the guys who are transforming their lives, their bodies, their lives, their health, boosting their testosterone. Unbelievable amounts of success that happen. And it's one thing for me to go in and kind of like talk about it and tell you guys, oh yeah, this person lost this here. Look at this picture. Look at this, kind of like he wrote this thing for you guys. That's one thing. The other thing is hearing it from their mouth, hearing their struggles, hearing what they were, how they were before, what they did during, how they are after. Like getting getting it from them means more. I think there's two reasons why I want to do this. One reason is these guys work so hard. They work so hard. The guys in my Brotherhood, over40alpha.com, they work super hard. Their nutrition, their workouts, their recovery, the sleep, the mindset, the support. Like, it's an ongoing thing. It's a lifestyle that they've created. And because of that, I want to highlight them. I want to showcase everything that they're doing, because these are men who were in dire straits. Some, like what you're going to learn about today's guest, was 300 pounds, and 6 foot, and truly he's with depression and no didn't think that he'd be able to do anything. Like, this was it. He's kind of like settled in where he was. Well, I'm 49 years old or 48 years old or 47, whatever. He was 47, I think, at the time. 300 pounds. I'm supposed to be like this. I'm in my 40s, 50s coming up. This is just life, and I've got to live with it. And then what turned it around for him, and how it became more of, this is where I want to get to. This can happen. I can change. I can become better. And so, those type of things can be relatable to a lot of people out there. I've been in places, when I was 40, 50 pounds overweight, where I was like, this is it, man. I'm at this age. This is what's supposed to happen, but it's not supposed to happen. So, truly listening to these stories and how did they do it, and what did they do, and where were they before, excite me so much. So, Warwick is our very first guest. You're going to love this guy. He literally went from 300 pounds to, I think he's under 200 now, maybe 180, 185, 190, 6 foot, has abs, never thought he could get abs, never had abs. He's in the best shape of his life at 49 tomorrow, actually. He turns 49 the day after we shoot this podcast. So when this podcast airs, it's probably going to be a couple of weeks, but the day after we shot the podcast, he turned 49. So it's amazing. And as usual, this month, as you know, we're having a contest, and this contest is for our listeners. And this contest, we're going to be giving away my number one protein, Lean Pro 30. This is it, man. This is my New Zealand whey protein. It has, we've added a formula. This is re-engineered from scratch. So New Zealand whey, grass-fed protein, so no hormones. It's got probiotics in there to help synthesize the protein, so 23% better. So research shows that using BC30, that's what it is, not just any probiotic. So we have that there. It's lactose free. It's stevia sweetened, so there's no sugar. Lactose free. So for those of you like me who are lactose intolerant, no worries. Whey protein, great for fat burning too. So it's gluten-free, soy-free. Of course, if you're a man over 40, no soy, because that increases estrogen. Lactose-free, non-GMO. There's 28 grams of protein with every scoop. And of that 28 grams, 93% of that is protein. You don't get that with any other protein out there. 93% protein quality. So this other difference. The other stuff that's in it is the probiotics and the stevia. So there's no fillers. There's no and the taste of this is absolutely incredible. And the digestion is incredible. You don't get bloating. You don't feel like shit. The taste is great. It mixes perfect. I put it in my steel cut oats in the morning, my porridge, which Warwick will talk about, his alpha breakfast. I put it in my smoothies. This is Lean Pro 30. So I'm giving away 3 of these. There'll be 3 different winners. 1 Lean Pro each, either chocolate or vanilla. And all you need to do is go to over40shred.com/contest. It's 2 steps here. So go to over40shred.com/contest. Then when you get to that page, put your email in. Once you click on submit, the next page, there'll be a link. And on that link, I want you to click the link and then leave a review. You know, one of the things that will help this podcast grow, that'll help us get amazing guests so that you can learn more and more, are the reviews. We need good, solid reviews. So the more reviews you leave on the podcast episodes, the better your chance will be to win 1 of 3 of these Lean Pro 30. So I'm giving away 1 of 3 of these at January 31st. So February 1st, we'll announce the names. Doesn't matter where you live. We're going to get this out to you. It's totally free. You don't have to pay shipping. You don't have to pay anything. You may have to pay duties, but that has nothing to do with me. But you don't have to pay anything. So it's free. It's free to enter. All you need to do, like I said, is go to over40shred.com/contest. That's over40shred.com/contest. Should be somewhere on this. If you're watching, should be somewhere below. If you're listening, over40shred.com/contest. First thing to do, put your name and put your email address in. Once you click submit, the second thing to do, this is the bigger one, is we need you to leave a review, a good solid review of whatever podcast episode. And the more reviews you leave, the more names you're going to have in the hat, and the better the chance you're going to win our Lean Pro 30. So thank you very much. Anyways, this is our first case study. We're going to have more over 40 alpha guests. And now if you need a program, because you're going to hear what Warwick's done, and you're going to be like, I want what Warwick has. I want the program. I want the nutrition. I want the workouts. I want the support. I want the recovery stuff. I want the sleep. I want the mindset training. I want the brotherhood. And so if you want that already, before we even start this, go to over40alpha.com. Over40alpha.com. I'm giving you a 30-day free trial. So it's free. Just jump on, go to phase 1. It's free. So you're going to get 30 days. You're going to get follow along workouts, bodyweight workouts, workouts with dumbbells. Hold on. You're actually going to get this app. So a lot of people love using apps. You can even download the Over 40 Shred app. If you're there, you get the apps. This is phase 1. You know, you'll go to the page, you'll go to the Brotherhood, you'll go to phase 1. This is phase 1 I think I'm on. So you got the nutrition, it's got the recovery, it's got the workouts, and every day, boom. Oh, here's day 1. Boom, let's click on day 1. Oh, here's the workouts with fun. Follow along workouts. You got the warm up, you got the stretch, you got the ab and core. Every day it's something different. I'm not sure what's on this day. No, that's just a rest day. But as you can see, that's a rest day. Phase 3. There's the workouts for phase 3. Or day 3, I should say. So everything you need is in this app, and there's 12 phases. Every phase is different. And I coach you through everything. You got a Facebook group, you got everything you need. Go to over40alpha.com, over40alpha.com, and join. It's free to join, man. Like, what do you have to lose? You're gonna see what Warwick did. He joined, and look where he is now. You know, 7 months later, he went from 300 pounds to shredded, ripped. Anyways, thanks so much, guys, and I hope you enjoy this episode. Get it done. Talk to you soon. Okay, we are live, everyone, and welcome to this is the inaugural episode. I think in the intro I talked about it, but this is our inaugural case study episode. I don't know. We need to come up with a name for this, because here's the thing. You know, I have the Over 40 Alpha program. I have a ton of amazing men going through the program, amazing men putting in the work. And, you know, it's one thing for me to just go on and kind of like talk about the program, and this is good, and these are here's some pictures, and, you know, this is why it works. I already know it works. I've used it on myself. These guys have used it, but it's more powerful, I think, when and okay, there's two reasons. One reason is these guys work hard. I see them working super, super hard, consistently hard, month after month after month. They're putting in the work, they're learning, they're asking questions, they're supporting each other. So for me, the only way for me to help more people is to give it back by having these guys, to highlight the work that these guys are doing, to highlight, the things that these guys do, the way they step outside of their comfort zone on a daily basis, the way they try to better themselves. I want to give them a platform to talk about their stories, right? And then when you hear these stories, when you're listening to this or watching this, you're going to think, hey man, I can relate to this person, or I can relate to this part, or I'm also having the same struggles, or this person does the same, sport as me. So maybe there's a connection, and hopefully that'll help, inspire you and motivate you more to step outside your comfort zone and to try to become over 40 alpha. So this is our very first, I don't even know what I'm going to call it, case study episode. And I'm super excited to have Warwick Rule on the episode. Warwick, how are you, brother?
I am absolutely fantastic. Yes. Thank you, brother.
Yeah, man. Warwick is from New Zealand. I'm going to be seeing him in a month and a bit at the UFC, and then also just going to probably hang out for a bit.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I'm really excited to have you on, because your story, the one thing that really, when you first came in, well, you're going to explain everything, but your story and your transformation is freaking blows me away, man. Like, your transformation to this day still blows me away. Like, whenever I see that before and after, it's like, man, that's incredible. So, yeah, why don't we start by, first of all, just, your name, your age, and just a little background on yourself.
Yeah, no worries. So my name's Warwick Rule. I'm born and bred in New Zealand, and I am about to turn 49. So I've always been into sports and exercise. I've always loved doing exercise rather than watching it, but I've always had a crap diet. Yeah. Nutrition has always been my downfall. And as a wise man I heard once say, you can't out-train a bad diet.
100%, man. You can't do it. Doesn't matter.
Yeah. So, growing up, I used to play cricket and soccer, was in a few rep teams, joined the Air Force straight out of school, did gym work for the first time, bulked up, and hit about 100 kgs. And then I pretty much have never been under 100 kgs since I was about 18.
Okay, so you're always a pretty big guy, right?
Yeah, always.
100 kilograms is what? It's like 220 pounds.
Yeah, it's about 220 pounds.
Okay.
So, and I felt kind of comfortable at about that weight, and felt that I could exercise. But again, my diet was just not good. And over the years, I would bounce between, on average, 100 to 120 kgs. Right. So, depending on if I was exercising or if I was taking time off, things like that. I started playing badminton competitively when I was in my early 20s, and completely shredded my left Achilles, so that I couldn't walk for about 2 months, had it operated on. And then when I went back to it, even though I got up to B grade level, I could never feel that I could push myself the same. So I looked around and I wanted to get back into martial arts. I'd done jiu-jitsu for a couple of years when I was at high school, and a mate of mine wanted to start. So we went to a club that did Shaolin Kempo, and I had a black belt friend of mine come along and check it out just to make sure, because, there's a lot of clubs out there that are just shit. They really are. And so I had my mate come along, and after the intro class, he was like, these guys know what they're talking about. So did that, and I trained hard as hell, and I pushed myself and got my black belt in 3.5 years. And I continued on for about another 12 years.
How old were you when you got your black belt?
I was just under 30. So I started when I was late 20s, and I used to I've never been much of a fighter. It's not in my nature. I tend to, whenever I'm sparring, it takes someone punching me in the face for me to go, oh yeah, that's right, no, I'm meant to be fighting. It's not a good thing to do, right? So, and we were non-contact, but you still got punched in the face and kicked and shit like that. But then I would concentrate on breaking. So I love breaking tiles with my hands, weapons and stuff like that. And so I ended up doing that, and I did Tai Chi through the same school, and then we did a little bit of Bagua and Xingyi, which was really cool. And even when I was going for my black belt, which I would say I was at my peak fitness at that time, you know, I could bust out 100 push-ups, a couple of 100 sit-ups. I was still 100 kgs because my diet was absolute crap.
So, just to stop. You talked about Bagua and Xingyi. What is that? What is that?
So Bagua, do you remember the Jet Li movie One?
Yes, I do, yes.
So when he's walking in the circles and stuff, that's Bagua. Okay. So it's the Chinese art, and it's essentially based on circles and figure eights and things like that. So it's a really interesting art. And then Xingyi is essentially the opposite to that. It's a very direct, very hard style, whereas Bagua is a lot softer, and it's both
kind of yin and the yang in regards to their martial arts.
Basically, yeah. So through our school, we only like very lightly touched on it,
right?
But it was interesting. So, and in terms of like expanding your martial arts knowledge and trying something different, absolutely. So that was cool. I found Tai Chi was amazing, and I was orange or yellow belt. So I'd only just started Kempo, and we used to have national seminars and tournaments 3 times a year. And our grandmaster had us just standing still, and it's called quiet standing. And all of a sudden, my hands just felt full. Like, you know, if you spin around with your arms out and your hands feel like they're pulsing, they felt like that just standing still. And I was like, whoa, what is that?
Yeah.
And it disappeared, and I was like, no, bring that back. That was incredible. And so that made me really interested in Tai Chi and the whole internal energy.
Right.
And that was really cool. But again, a different way of moving. So it's slower movements, but it's actually insanely powerful. Mm-hmm. And it helped my Kempo greatly, because when you practice things slowly, you can't fudge it. You know, when you're moving quick, if you're kind of a little bit wrong, it's happening so fast, you don't notice, other people don't notice. But when you're doing it slowly, you have to keep your body in alignment. You have to keep your joints moving right and stuff. And that was really cool.
Yeah. You got to stay focused too. I'm sure like the focus has to be, your energy and focus is right on and constant throughout that movement.
Absolutely. And then eventually my knees just started to give out, right. And the club sort of started to break up a bit. And so I moved out of Kempo, and then I sort of just drifted, right. Exercise-wise. You know, I'd do a couple of workouts here and there, and I started to put on weight again. I think I got up to about 120 kgs. Right. So that would be like 280 pounds.
Yeah, yes, like 264, almost. Yeah, 280. Yeah, 264 is what it is. So.
Oh, okay, 264. So had gone up, and at the time I thought, shit, I better lose that. I better get back down. So I started a weight training program. It was one I found online, and it was good. You know, went to the gym, felt better, got down to 100 kgs. Was feeling pretty fit. What I found though going to the gym was they tended to be vanity muscles. Mm-hmm, so they I could lift
thighs and
weight.
tries, back and shoulders, that sort of thing.
Yeah, but when I went to like move furniture and do something more functional, I was like, oh shit, I should be able to lift this. This isn't anything, but it's just it's not.
Yeah, it's not the same. You're right.
And it was then that my partner started doing a box fit class. So I went along to that, and that was really cool. Got on really well with the guys there, and we decided to sign up for Tough Mudder for the first time. And we went off and did that in Aussie, and that was cool. It damn near killed me.
Yeah, for sure. I think my wife's done the Tough Mudder. I haven't done it, but my wife's done it. You did that when you were like 40? Is that what you did? Like, is that when?
Yeah.
So,
So the first I was 40.
So throughout this time, Kempo karate was pretty much done. You started going to the gym in your 30s. I guess in your 30s was the time where you just did, the regular workouts. You lost some weight, but you still had the nutrition was still a big thing, right? Nutrition was still like you still hadn't got the nutrition part, but the gym part, you could still go to the gym and get stuff done.
Yeah.
And then the Tough Mudder happened. So what happened with the Tough Mudder?
Man, that is one of the toughest events I have ever done in my life. The first year we did it, it took us 4 hours, and it's what is it? It's about 20 Ks, so it's about 10 miles, I think, something like that. It's about a half marathon,
right?
Something like that.
Yeah.
But just the constant mud and all the obstacles, which is what I wanted to do. I don't enjoy just going for a run,
right?
But having obstacles and things to do, and to do it in a team was really cool.
Cool.
And then it came to New Zealand. So I did that one in Australia. Then it came to New Zealand, and some of the guys I used to do Kempo with were quite interested. So I started running a boot camp on a Saturday morning.
Okay.
But by this stage, my weight had started to go back up again. Okay. So this was like a couple of years later, and I was back up at about 115.
Okay.
So what's that, like 230?
Probably, yeah.
255.
250. Yeah.
And I started to get fitter, so I was running a boot camp on a Saturday morning with the team and doing a couple of workouts. And at that time, that was about when I found you on YouTube.
Right,
and
okay.
Because, body weight workouts. And so I started doing a couple of your workouts, and I was like, oh, wow, these are really cool.
Right. And
when I did the second Tough Mudder, I wasn't as fit as the first one, and I was about 110 kgs by the time we did it, just under.
Yeah.
And then 2 years after that, did another one, and I was even heavier. I was about 118.
Right.
Still managed to do all the courses.
Yeah.
Got through it, but just didn't feel good doing it.
Totally.
It was hard work mentally because I wasn't in the game properly.
Right. You weren't fit enough, or not. You weren't as fit as you wanted to be to get through some of the obstacles, but you're just getting it done, but not really enjoying the process.
Yeah. Yeah, very much so. And then I just sort of got disheartened by the whole thing, right, and pretty much stopped exercising.
Oh, right. Okay. So you just stopped, so so this is like in your early 40s. You literally said, you know what?
So by that stage, it was probably I was about 46, 47 by the time I stopped.
Right. And so when you're like 46, 47, you just finished doing Tough Mudders, you're kind of like, all right, are you just like not satisfied, but are you accepting, kind of like the acceptance of, okay, I'm getting older, this is pretty much where I'm going to be? Like, is that what was the, yeah.
Absolutely, man. Like, everything you're ever told is, you get older, your body breaks down, you're going to put on weight. And in my head, I was just going, oh, well, that's just normal. It's, I'll just have to deal with it. Oh, well, I'm old now. I can't do this. I can't do that. And some of the guys that I used to train with were coming up to sort of mid-20s. And so they're still like uber fit and doing all this stuff. And I'm like, oh, well, you guys are young. I can't keep up with you. I'm old. Oh, my knees are sore. My back's sore. Oh, this is ache. So.
And listen, man, you're not alone. There's millions of men are saying the exact same thing.
Exactly. And that's what we're told. And it's such bullshit.
Totally.
And so I started to eat worse. I was eating chocolate bars for breakfast and morning tea, huge takeaways for lunch, more chocolate in the afternoon, big takeaways for dinner. Like, I'd get a jumbo pizza, fries, garlic bread, maybe some wedges and something else, and I'd just chow down on it all.
Yep, totally.
and then probably have a chocolate bar after that as well. It was horrendous.
Yeah.
And then in 2018, I was the sickest I'd ever been. So it's still kind of hard for me to think about how bad it got. Like, I suffered from depression my whole life.
Right.
And that was just kicking in horrendously.
Totally.
I had bronchitis. Like every year I'd get bronchitis. I'd get a cold, it would go to flu, it would get bronchitis.
Right.
And in 2018, it took 4 months for me to get rid of it.
Jesus.
It just kept coming back, and it was killing me.
Yeah.
I would sit still and I would be
Right.
walking upstairs, I'd be coughing my lungs out. I felt like absolute crap. And by that point, I was 135 kgs.
Right. So
which is like close to 300 pounds.
300, yeah, pretty much 300 pounds, 297. So yeah, 300.
So to put that into perspective, I'm 6 foot as well.
Okay, you're 6 foot. Oh shit. Okay, for some reason I thought you were way taller. Okay, so yeah, 6 foot, 300 pounds. Wow, that's okay. Yeah. So yeah, that's huge. That's huge. Not huge. Obviously, it's big, but like that's the perspective now is even more. You know what I mean? Now when I see your before and afters, now it's like Jesus. So the perspective is like, because I'm 5'11" and I'm 185 now, right? And my at my worst, I was about 225, 230, and that was big for me. But so you're getting sick. Obviously, just the health is bad, the shape is bad, the depression is bad, the motivation, everything's kind of there. What and there's two questions I want to ask, but I'm going to ask you this one first. I'm going to ask, like, what kind of got you to start looking at, getting back and getting your health back? What was it? What was one little thing?
So one of the things was my dad is late 80s. Yeah. He's got chronic emphysema. He's now on permanent oxygen, confined to a wheelchair.
Right. At 80, that's not that old. It's old, but it's not that old.
Yeah. And I was looking at myself going, holy shit, I look and sound like my 88-year-old dad with emphysema.
Right.
I'm not 50 at this rate.
Right.
And it was then that I sort of realized, holy shit, I'm basically killing myself slowly with food. And it was tough because you look at yourself at 300 pounds and you go, it's too much. There's nothing I can do. It's too much to lose. Yeah, I've lost weight before, but this is just too much. And it took probably a month and a half of going backwards and forwards between, well, you're old, you're going to die, you got to die of something, to, no, screw that. I want to be healthy and happy and I want to live my life. And then it finally switched. And it was at that point that I went, okay, well, every other time in my life, I've got back down to 100 kgs or 220 pounds and been happy there, but I've always gone back up. So I'm just repeating the same pattern over and over and over. And I thought, screw that, I need a new plan. So I've never had abs in my life. It is something that I've looked at people and gone, God damn, I wish I could have abs. I'm just a big guy, I'll never have abs like that. And all the excuses you could ever think of, I made them. And I see other guys in the group saying the same sorts of things that I used to say. It's just, I don't know, it was easier to make the excuses than to do the work.
For sure.
So I started telling people. I told the guys I used to train with, I told my friends, told my family, my plan next year is to get abs. And, everyone looks at you like, you've seen you, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Really, abs? Okay.
Yeah.
And that actually spurred me on. I was like, no, screw you guys. I'm going to prove you wrong.
Nice.
And so I started at the beginning, all I could do was walk. And just going for a half-hour walk was a major mission. I'd found another calisthenics program at the time. It was one that I'd tried a couple of years prior. So I thought, right, well, I'll fire that up again. Their beginner program damn near killed me. Wow. Like the basic exercises they were saying to do, like just doing negative chin-ups.
Right.
I couldn't do one.
Right.
Like I was basically jumping up to the bar and just slamming down because I had no strength after not doing anything for so long.
Yeah.
And I ended up doing the beginner program 2 months in a row because I'd only just got to a point after the first month where I could do anything.
Yeah. Just before you go a little bit further, I love the fact that you, what happens a lot of times with guys is they get to that point. I've been there too, where it's just like you're telling all of these excuses, all of these, negative thoughts. They compile their reality. Every time you look in the mirror, it just compounds those negative thoughts. I can't do this. Believe me, I've been there. But when that thing, whatever clicked in your mind, because you're still going back and forth, I love how you told people. That's huge, because the fact that you put it out there and didn't keep it in, you had like sometimes we hold reservations, and those reservations will fuel the negative things that go on in our life. But when we let go of the reservation, when we say, okay, this is what, I want to get abs, right? And so other people are looking at you sideways, 100%. And that's anytime anyone does something like that, everyone's going to look at you sideways because they've never seen you do it, or they've never seen you get there. So if they've already seen you do it before, you're like, oh yeah, you've done it before, man, you can get there. But if they've never seen you get to that point of whatever it is, they're always going to be like, oh yeah, really? Okay, well, all right, whatever, or you can't do it or whatever. I love the fact that you did that, because that's the scariest part for most people is getting it out there, telling people, because then you're accountable, right?
Absolutely.
Now it's like, oh shit, I just opened up a can of worms. I got to do this. Like, you know what I mean? And a lot of people don't want that responsibility. They want the results, but they don't want to do the hard work, stay outside the comfort zone. And that's what you did, which is huge. That one step of just telling people was massive. And then, starting with the walking. And so continue on. This is interesting.
So you're absolutely right. I mean, accountability is everything. And we do that in the Brotherhood, and it really does make a difference.
Yeah.
Because you're not just letting yourself down, you're letting everybody else down.
Yeah.
And it's those times when you really don't want to train, that it's just that extra kicker to go, no, let's go do it.
Yeah.
And 100%, there were times, through the middle of winter, it's freezing cold, it's pouring with rain, it's dark outside, because I used to train, well, I still do, at 5:30 in the morning.
Right.
So wake up, and you're in a nice warm bed, and you're like, oh, I don't have to work for a couple of hours. Maybe I'll just stay in bed. All I did was I made sure I got out of bed and I put my clothes on. Once I'd done that, I was awake enough, and it was like, right, well, we're dressed, let's go do it. So, I was walking, I was exercising outside. So in the rain, in the freezing cold, didn't matter. I mean, we don't have snow here in Auckland.
Right. Yeah.
But it still got damn cold and, windy and just horrible. But I went out every single day.
That's amazing too, because so here's the other thing that's happening is when you do stuff when it's really bad outside, or when it's a snowstorm, or the elements or anything is really bad, and you do it, then you have no excuse any other time, because it's like, well, I got up and did it when it was freezing cold, raining. I walked. It was gross. I put my stuff on. So on a beautiful day, or on another day when you may still not feel like doing it, there is zero excuse. Like, well, if I can do it in that weather, or if I can do it here, then I got to do it, man. And that's another thing. Those little things that you may not register right away. Those are things that are huge, because more accountability, right? It's, like, okay, I did it when it was terrible outside, so I've got no excuse.
Yeah. Absolutely. And when I started, I had decided that I didn't want to go back to the gym. because, like I said previously, I'd ended up with sort of vanity muscles that I didn't find were particularly functional.
Right.
And I like the idea of being outdoors.
Yeah.
You know, it helps ground me, because I spend most of my time at a computer or in the car.
Right.
And so it's just really nice to actually get outside and breathe air and you know, be amongst nature and stuff. I live right next door to One Tree Hill Park, which is a beautiful big park in Auckland.
Which you're gonna take me? Which you're gonna take us to, and we're gonna work out there. Yeah. Anyways,
I'll take you through one of our workouts if you want.
100%. 100%.
Awesome. And so anyway, I know that I can lose weight, as I've done previously.
Mm-hmm.
And for the first 3 months, I was averaging 10 kgs a month of loss.
Huge. Which is good. Great. Amazing.
It was However, I started to worry that I was losing too much too fast, because you know, most other weight loss things, they say 500 grams to a kilo a week of loss.
Yes. Yeah.
And I'm losing 2.5.
Right.
And I knew that at the start it would be massive, because I did change my diet. So I found I went to the local supermarket, found the deli counter, and I went, right, well, I need to eat more greens and salads and stuff. So I just went, right, rather than just having a boring salad that I'm going to hate, let's try this one, this one, this one, this one, this one.
Right.
And let's see which ones. And I found this amazing broccoli and cauliflower salad with a bit of a sauce on it, and it's got some mango chunks and cashew.
Love it.
And it's delicious. So in some cases, I would actually just eat that for my meal, because it was so delicious.
Right.
Most of the time, I have it with chicken. Breakfast was porridge. So I'd have a bowl of porridge with mixed berries. And I was counting my calories. So I was running the Fitbit app, you know, and I was tracking all of my food and stuff like that. And I was weighing myself once a week. It was really tempting to weigh myself more than that, but I kept to every Saturday, just weigh yourself, take a photo. And that really helped. So when I just backtracking to when I started, because I've never had abs, I have no idea what weight I need to be to even start showing abs.
Right.
And I looked at a lot of the rugby players that are a similar sort of height to me, and they seem to be in that 85 kg bracket.
Right.
And they're quite muscular and they're uber fit and stuff.
Right.
So I started with that. And so I set up a spreadsheet, because I'm a bit of a geek. And 130 kgs, or 100, because by Christmas I was 130 kgs, and that's when I started Christmas 2018.
Right.
And so I went, well, if I can lose an average of 1.5 kgs a week, let's just map that out. Right. And so that took me out to about June, July in
2019. Right.
And so I was like, wow, that's a lot quicker than I thought, at only 1.5 kgs a week. Shit, I could actually do this.
Yeah, yeah.
I started, and I was well ahead of my plan in the first 3 months. I was like, holy shit, I think I can actually do this. Because at the start, it was like, what have I done? I've told people I'm going to get abs. This is too big. You know, like that goal was out there, man. It was so scary. But that's what I needed. I needed to not just go, I want to lose 5 kgs, or I want to lose 10, you know. Yeah. Screw that.
Strong why.
I was in the best shape of my goddamn life before I turned 50.
Amazing.
And I tracked that through, and then in about March, so about 3 months in, I ended up with chronic golfer's elbow from the program I was
in. Right.
And I was down to about 100 kgs, so I modified my plan, and I started doing a couple more of your bodyweight workouts that you put up for free.
Right, YouTube.
Yeah, and that was when I saw one of the videos you started talking about the over 40 alpha program.
Right.
And I sort of looked at it and I was like, I don't know if I want to sign up for another program, or, I'll just keep doing what I'm doing. And so I kept up my walking and just doing the standard bodyweight exercises rather than the calisthenics bar stuff.
Right.
Just took a lot of pressure off my arm.
Totally. The bar stuff, just to talk, the calisthenics bar stars is great for two people, young people who can withstand all of that constant bar work, and bar star athletes, the ones who, because they have chronic shoulder, elbow, injuries. Those are injuries that happen when you do that stuff, but they're athletes. So they're going to, you're going to work through that. Whenever you play a sport or do something and you're always doing the same thing, you're going to have injuries. You're going to have chronic stuff that happens, but it's what you sacrifice when you want to do that. So I always tell younger people 100%, but older guys doing that stuff it's just too hard on our joints, too hard on our bodies.
Yeah. And that's exactly what I found.
Right.
And then, so I carried on for another couple of months, and I got down to about 92 kgs.
Wow. Okay. That's amazing.
And so I was still going, but I had started to drop down to, 1 kg a week sort of loss. So things had started to change. And then it was coming up to the start of June, you were advertising a 30-day.
Right.
And I've really liked all the workouts I'd seen from you before,
right,
and liked what I was reading. And I thought, well, it's a 30-day challenge, let's see. And man, what a difference.
Yeah. So the one thing you talk about was nutrition, right? So that was one thing that,
it absolutely blew my mind, learning that we shouldn't be cutting out carbs and fats and stuff like that. And since I started your program, I haven't counted a calorie since.
There you go. I know, it's amazing.
So not only does it save me time, it's so easy. It's a handful of this, and it's about that much in this bowl, or it's a quarter of my plate here, or it's this. It's just so easy to follow. And having all of the options, because other programs I've tried in the past, it was this meal should be tomatoes and zucchini and sardines, and it's I don't like any of that shit.
Totally, exactly.
And so being able to go, look, in this food group, just choose something out of this, and then in this food group, choose those. And my porridge has evolved into what I now have nicknamed Alpha Porridge, and it is my favorite meal.
What is it? What is your Alpha Porridge?
So it's porridge, mixed berries, and I start with an unsweetened coconut milk, and throw all that in the microwave so it defrosts the berries.
Right.
Then add a scoop of protein powder, some matcha powder, almonds.
Yes, all testosterone boosting, man. Love it.
Pumpkin seeds, chia seeds, some unsweetened Greek yogurt, and occasionally a banana and some grapes.
Wow, that's that is an alpha breakfast, because that everything you said, all of those ingredients, you've got carbs with the steel cutouts or porridge, you got the protein powder, then you have all the, they have the fats with what did you said you
so almonds and pumpkin seeds.
Right. And then all, the fruits and the matcha, all of that. First of all, that must be delicious. My mouth is watering right now. My mouth is watering. My mouth is watering. And the other thing is, that's a alpha testosterone. That's the perfect testosterone boosting, breakfast. If I was to, say that to somebody, be like, man, if you want a solid alpha breakfast that'll give you energy throughout the day, up to lunch and probably even more, that's the one to kickstart your day. That's it, man. That's amazing. Need that? Did you post that in the Facebook? Have you posted that yet? You have. Okay.
I did. Months ago, I posted me.
You know
making
what?
it as well.
I think it's in the alpha because we're just going to be developing the alpha breakfast and the alpha lunches. We have alpha dinner, so that's. I think I did think I saw that something to that. That's incredible. So you do the 30-day challenge. You're learning, right? You're learning about
macronutrients, micronutrients, learning about testosterone boosting and what's taken away from it.
Right.
And so I signed up to the 6 months.
Yeah,
and
you did.
Yeah, and
Crushed
just
it, man.
look, the other probably the two big things that I found with the over 40 program that have been just head and shoulders above anything else has been three things. One, nutrition.
Mm-hmm.
Two, the Brotherhood group on Facebook.
Totally. It's
the most amazingly supportive and incredible group I've ever belonged to.
Me too.
Other programs have had groups, but it's basically just guys going in and boasting about, I did this with a 20 kg weighted vest. And it's like, that's just demotivating, man. Like,
totally. Totally.
Telling it you're struggling to do one, it's like, oh, well, screw that. I'm out.
Yeah.
But like, people post their wins, they post their fails, they post their food, post their accountability. It's an actual brotherhood, and it's incredible.
Yeah, the support in there is incredible. Even you know what, outside of people, their accountability is great. The food, which is amazing because new people coming in can see the food. Two things that I love. The one thing is that when a new person comes in and they post something that you all know, like the carb thing is a weekly thing that happens every week. Some new person comes in and will say, well, I'm afraid of carbs. And all of you guys will go in nicely and just say, hey, no worries. Trust the process. We've all gone through this. You do need carbs. That's amazing because we know that that's going to happen. And when guys come in, it's almost to the point where you guys already know too. When new people come in, you're probably going to hear the same things that you had and other people have. And the fact that everyone goes in and comforts those people is amazing. But the other thing I love is when we talk about other things than fitness, you talked about breaking the bricks or and showed the video, like those type of wins, or like someone had a rough week one time, came in, a couple of people died, and although they were able to get through it, they just needed to dump information about how they were feeling. They came in, we helped them out. Like Bryce has posted some things about, it's unbelievable. I love it because it's a real brotherhood. Just like you said, it's a real brotherhood. It's people like you that make it amazing.
Yeah, and look, I've traditionally been a really shy sort of guy, and I stick to my close group of friends. But I've made a stack of friends through the Brotherhood.
Yeah,
it's been awesome.
That's incredible. So okay, so you're in there now. You're obviously crushing the workouts, the nutrition. You're learning. And then what's happening? Like, what's happened since? Where are you at? I see you have abs. That's so.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert, everybody.
Yeah. So I got abs for the first time in my life.
Yes, you did.
And God damn, it felt.
Yeah, I did it.
Having always been oversized, like not just 5-10 kgs overweight, but or 20 pounds overweight, being 100 pounds overweight for a long time. My skin didn't always stretch back the same.
Right.
So
the skin thing, that's what I want to talk about too. Yeah.
Yeah. So for any brothers out there that are worried about loose skin, you can bleep this. Okay.
Yeah, totally.
I would much rather have loose skin than be as unhealthy as I was. Like, that is such a silly thing to worry about.
Yeah.
Because you could die if you stay how you are,
totally.
Or you're going to be sick and you're going to be on pills and you're going to be on oxygen. You're going to be stuck in your bed. Screw it, man.
Mm-hmm.
Live your life. Be happy. Be healthy. And, I keep moisturizing my skin.
Yeah.
And it is actually slowly going away.
Yeah, it will. And listen, there's things you can do with loose skin. There's procedures you can have, but like I don't even see it. All I see are the abs. When you're posting, I see the abs. I don't see the loose skin. But obviously, you live with it, so you know. But yeah, I mean that obviously that's a something that takes a while to get rid of. It can go away, but I know that a lot of people get procedures and that sort of thing. But like you said, the alternative is death, right?
Yeah,
the alternative is death, health. So when you first started the program, what did you think about it at first? Like right off the bat, you fell in love with it, or
right off the bat? So, like I said, I'd done a few of your other workouts on YouTube, and they were cool. And that was the fourth thing that I really love about the program is the follow along workouts.
Right.
Like everything else has always been, this is the exercise. Now go and do it. But no, man, you're there. You're sweating through every single round with us. But that's what makes it so awesome, because not only do I have my coach and my trainer there doing it with me, I see you struggling. So when I'm struggling, it's like, oh, that's okay. Funk, who's fitter than me, is struggling. I understand that you're doing like 3 or 4 videos a day. Yeah. So you're doing a lot more work, but it just really helps kick on the motivation. And it really is so nice to have that to train with.
How long have you been in the program so far?
So I joined up June last year, so just over 6 months.
What phase are you on right now?
I am about to start phase 4. So I had an injury unrelated to the program. I was doing some martial arts training with a mate of mine, went down very badly, landed insanely on the top of my head and my hip at the same time. So crunched my neck and have hurt my hip. So I'm just walking, and I had been doing the December challenge with the burpees and the push-ups and everything. Yeah. But the physio told me to stop doing deep knee bends, so burpees and stuff is out.
Squats,
squats, all that sort of stuff. So I've just been walking and doing the push-ups and V-ups and stuff like that.
So what about your nutrition during that time that you were injured?
Over Christmas, it went a little bit sideways.
Yeah, of course. Listen, I don't judge anybody over Christmas and Thanksgiving in the year. I don't judge anyone. Of course, all of us. So, but the cool thing is you know the nutrition. So it's easy to bounce back and get right back on it, right? For you?
And I've got to say that even though it went a little bit sideways, I sort of plateaued at about 90. So I'd sort of bounced between 88 and 90.
Right.
Which is still, 20 pounds lighter than I've ever been in my life.
I was about to say, like, have you ever been at 88 and 90?
No.
Never.
No. At my lightest, with the decent abs, I was at 83 and a half or 84, something like that.
But you were young.
Never been like that. Wow. I've got an older brother. He's like 12 years older than me, and he has always been like, he's a surfer and always fit. And I've always thought, I'd never look like him. I got lighter than him.
That's incredible. I love it. That's awesome. And Warwick, you're turning 49. When's your birthday?
Tomorrow. Friday.
What? Tomorrow's your birthday?
Yeah.
So we're shooting this January 8th. So January 9th, you're turning 49 years old. That is, I had no clue.
Yeah.
So you're turning 49 or 50? You're turning 49.
49, yeah.
That's insane, man. You're in the best shape of your life at 49 years old. Way more to go. Like, we got another 40, 50, 60 years to live. That's amazing, man. But that's, congratulations. Happy, not belated, but happy birthday. I'm sure tomorrow online we'll definitely hook you up with a good birthday wish. So that's incredible, man. I mean, I just, if you're watching this or thinking or listening to this, like, think about the fact that being 300 pounds in your mid 40s to late 40s, with the fact that, like, a lot of people are at that stage where it's like, okay, well, this is what I'm going to be. And making that switch, doing the work, being consistent, and now 49, best shape of your life. And you're going to get even better because now your injury's finished. You're back on. We've got a full, in the program, there's 12 phases. So phase 4, I mean, I can't wait. You're going to love the rest of the phases, man. You're going to love it. I can't wait for you to start going through the workouts. You're going to love it. But how did where you got to, your achievements, how did that change your life? How did that improve your life?
Oh, look, I have boosted my confidence dramatically. I've always had a certain confidence, particularly after doing martial arts.
Yeah.
There was a certain feeling that, well, I can handle myself, and so I felt comfortable in most situations. But this has taken it to another level.
Right.
My mood has improved dramatically.
Right.
I still get hit with depression, but nowhere near as bad as I used to.
Amazing.
And one of the other things that I found, and it was probably halfway through phase 1, because I did phase 1 after the 30-day challenge.
Yes.
And I could see my abs coming, and I was thinking, holy shit, I set this goal that I thought was completely unattainable.
Right.
And I'm almost there. What the hell else can I do?
Yes.
And
yes.
If here's this thing that I never, ever thought I would ever do, and I'm about to hit it, man, the world's my oyster. What can I do?
Sky's the limit. Totally. 100%. This is what happens. Everyone starts doing things that, okay, well, I hit this. Next, right? Let's get the bucket list out. Let's start actually creating a bucket list, like a real bucket list now that we can achieve,
I absolutely. And so I set a bucket list of what I want to do before I turn 50.
Right.
And one of those was fly a helicopter.
Okay.
So I booked that, and that was, it was just, oh yeah, absolutely. It was no mucking around. I made the list, and I was like, well, lists no good without action. So it made some inquiries and ended up booking and doing it that day.
Unbelievable.
And it was incredible. It was the most calm, still, fine day. And we went up at about 5 o'clock. So it was coming into spring, summer here.
Right.
So it doesn't get dark till about 7.
Right.
So the sun was going down. I got to fly around the city, fly around Sky Tower, which is our big building in town.
Yes.
Run by the Harbour Bridge.
Man.
And oh my God, it was just incredible.
Wow.
And then I've always wanted to drive a drift car.
Okay. Well, okay. So turn.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep.
Tokyo Drift.
Yeah. Not that flash.
Okay.
Come into a wall. So, and at the time I was like, oh shit, I've just crashed this guy's car. This is horrendous.
Right.
But what shit happens, man?
Yeah, man.
Like, failure doesn't define you. And I'm a big fan of the saying, don't be afraid of failing, be afraid of not trying.
100%.
All that crash did is actually spur me on to want to learn better.
Okay.
So school here, I'm going to go along to there because, okay, you go in, and particularly when you're feeling super confident, you're like, oh yeah,
I got this.
And yeah, no, you've never been behind the
That is hilarious. Like, that's totally what happens. You're like, oh, I can do this, man. I just did that whole thing. I can go in and drift. I've never done it before, but I can do it. Next thing you know, okay, maybe I need to step back and actually get some lessons.
Yeah.
Which is
like anything, learn and you grow.
Yeah,
and,
for sure.
And to me, that's what being an alpha is all about.
Yes, it is. 1,000,000%. Here, the biggest thing, one of the biggest things that we haven't even talked about, can't believe we haven't talked about this, is your testosterone levels, how they naturally went up. That's huge. Like, we didn't even touch on that, but the guys who are listening, this is massive. Like, this is unreal, because there in New Zealand, there's a scale, the free testosterone, right? Which we have here too. We have 2 different types of testosterone, from 7.8 to 27. So when you started, like, can you just give us a quick little Were you?
Sure. I'd never had my testosterone levels tested in my life before. Never even sort of considered it.
Yeah.
Until I started the program, and I was like, oh, shit, I wonder where I'm at. And so I think I was coming up to the end of phase 1, and that was when I was hitting my abs. So, I was in literally the best shape of my life.
Right.
And had it tested, and so the lowest point was 7.8, and I was 7.9.
Right.
And I was like, whoa, shit, I wonder where I was before I started the program.
Exactly.
And so the doctor said, well, look, you're within range, so I wouldn't worry about it. And I was like, no, screw that. I want to test it again.
Right.
So let's another month, and tested it again, and it had dropped again. Went down to 7.2, and I was like, whoa, what the hell? This is going in the wrong direction. But I thought, no, I believe in funk. I believe in the program. So I kept doing it. 6 weeks later, had it retested, because now the doctor was like, oh, okay, maybe there's a problem. We might have to send you to a specialist. Had it tested, and it was 16.
Totally, 100%. Listen, what happened was you were low probably, and the body just, our bodies need time to, the testosterone needs time to start production again, right? So you got to feed it. It's going to take couple months to kickstart it. But once everything kickstarts, it explodes, man. It's crazy. And then again, you did it again.
I did. So the doctor said, like, she was just blown away.
Okay,
She's
right,
like,
right.
what the hell? Like, they expect it to bounce around, depending on what you've eaten the day before.
Totally.
You do it fasted and stuff, but, there's factors. But she said there's no way it bounces by that much.
Right.
Maybe 1 or 2, but that was about it. And I said, well, look, let's make sure it's not a fluke, and let's test it in another 4 or 6 weeks. So I had it tested, it's gone up again to 19.
19, man, that's great. Amazing. Yeah, it's amazing, because that's a testament to the work. It's a testament to the nutrition, the consistency, the workouts, the recovery. Like all of the stuff that keeps our testosterone levels high, and will continue to grow. Because you want to have it at 19, 20, in its 20s. When you're 50, when you're 55, when you're 60, you still want to have it without going on TRT and all that stuff, because that just destroys you. That's incredible, man. Yeah, I can't even believe we didn't talk about that, but that's huge. Let me ask you a question. What did we do to help you succeed? Like, what did the program do to help you? I mean, obviously you did the work, and I always tell it to other, when guys send me messages like, thank you so much, you changed my life. It's like, listen, I just gave you the tools, but you did the work. And is that what it was? Just the tools, the understanding?
It was the tools and the support.
Right. Okay.
So, I have tried to get on to every coaching call you've done, even when they're 1 a.m.
I know you're unbelievable.
But, like, to me, I tend to be all or nothing.
Right.
And I'm all in.
Yeah.
If I make it, I'm going to do it, because this is my life.
Yeah.
I don't want to waste it. I want to live my life the best I can, however long I've got, whether I've got 10 years, whether I've got 50 years.
Yeah.
I want to be I saw a thing just recently where a lady was, it might have even been posted in the group, lady who's in her 80s and she's working out.
Yeah.
And was, I want to be able to take myself to the toilet.
Yeah.
I don't want to worry about anyone else. Screw that. I want to still be exercising when I'm 80, 90.
She's deadlifting, doing pull-ups. Yeah. She's ripping. She's a little frail thing, but she's strong and determined, and it's incredible.
And that's what I want to be like,
Yeah. Yeah.
And so to do that, I have to look after myself. I have to listen to my body. I have to take a break. And that was probably the hardest thing for me after working so hard. In the first 6 months, I don't think there was one day where I didn't at least go for a walk. Yeah. And when I say a walk, I'm not just talking about a stroll around the block. I would do a minimum 4.5 Ks,
Wow.
and I would be doing those in 8.5 minutes per K.
So fast, quick walking,
Yeah,
fast
so
walking.
it's a fast walk,
Yeah.
like, again, I don't enjoy, and I do a 5K park run on a Saturday, and that's about the limit of my running.
And here I am telling you guys, rest. Remember, I had to, I force you. No, you're not working out. No, don't do anything on Sundays, and give your body.
Yeah,
you gotta rest.
That was one of the hardest things for me, was to rest, but it's been good. And over this Christmas break as well, I have been really trying to listen to my physio, not do anything too major, do the exercises that she's given me, but not do exercise per se.
Right. Yeah. You want to get back.
Yeah, 100%. And I know that there was a period where I had the flu this year. And just on that, this was the first year that I had flu, and it didn't go to bronchitis.
That's incredible. So next year, you're not going to even have the flu. That's what's going to happen next year.
Exactly.
Yeah. So next, I'm kind of ended off sort of in why, or who should join this program, and why do you think they should join this program?
Everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody. Man, I know you've been doing some work for over 40 women as well.
Yeah.
I see a lot of my female friends, because I posted some results on Facebook, and they're like, "Oh my God, is that for women as well?" So there's definite demand out there. But guys, if you're listening to this or you're watching this, do it, man. It's the best thing you will do for your life, for your family, for yourself. Do it.
Awesome, man. Warwick, thank you so much, brother. You are the inaugural, I don't even know what we're going to call this, case study podcast, whatever it is. We're going to definitely have images coming up of your before and afters in this video as it's going. I'll have those guys kind of show the before and afters. And man, I really appreciate you. I love you very much, and I appreciate you. You're a champion all around. You're a champion in the Brotherhood, what you do in life. You have Jade Monkey on. Why don't you tell us what that's all about? Give yourself a plug. I know you do some graphic designing, right?
Yeah, so I do a bit of graphic design, and I do Photoshop and photography work. So what I tend to do is someone will send me a photo of their car, which is sort of the niche that I've gone into.
Okay.
But I do work with anything. They'll send me a photo of their car that maybe they like the angle of the car and stuff, but there's Uncle Steve in the background smoking a cigarette, and there's the rubbish bin, and the hose is out in front of it and stuff. So what I'll do is I'll take that car and I'll move it somewhere really awesome. I'll send you a couple of before and after images.
For sure.
It's a bit hard to describe.
Yeah, but, so show us before and afters, and we'll put it in this video as well. So if you're listening, then you're not going to see the videos, but we'll try to maybe we'll put it on the podcast page, because we're also creating a podcast blog, so we'll put it in there. But if you're watching somewhere on this page somewhere, you will see the pics. And how does someone get a hold of you if they want that type of thing, or anything in regards to?
So you can message me on Facebook or Instagram at Jade Monkey NZ. So that's JADEMUNKY NZ on Facebook or Instagram, or you can go to my website jademonkey.com, and you can contact me through there as well.
Awesome. And that's Jade Monkey, MUNKY, everyone. MUNKY. Jade Monkey. One word. That's awesome, man. Thank you so much for being on the show. You're the best. I can't wait to see you. February. Well, we're gonna probably be there around the 14th. But here's the thing. So we're gonna leave Canada, I think, on the Wednesday or even Tuesday night. Try to get there Friday. Yeah, get there Friday, and then do some things. But we're working the week long, which means we work from Monday all the way to the fights, and week long means that we're always working, both Angela and I. So sometime on Sunday or before we start, we definitely have to hook up. And then throughout the week, obviously, we're maybe go to dinner one day if we can, or of course we got to get you tickets. to the fights, which are going to be amazing. But thank you so much, Warwick. You're amazing. Everyone, give Warwick some love. Comment on Warwick on this podcast. Give him some love. He's worked really hard and continues to work hard to be a true inspiration and motivation for men over 40, 50, and 60, man. Good to see you, brother. Good to see you. Take care, man.
All right.